ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your novel study Spring 2 book, which is The Incredible Journey, or Incredible Journeys, Discovery, Adventure, Danger and Endurance. Miss Jobbins here again with today's chapter, The Silk Road, A Precious Journey Between West and East. So I hope that you've been enjoying the book so far, and please remember that you can always come back to these teaching and learning points at any point through your novel study activities. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with myself, Miss Jobbins, or your class teacher. And please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you can always come back to these videos at any point, whether you need to. So let's have a look at the Silk Road. The phrase Silk Road might conjure up to you a vast dusty trail along which canvases of camels, horses and mules transported gems and silks. But the Silk Road wasn't really one road. It's a route made up of trails, bridges and pathways stretching for 8,000 kilometers from the Pacific coast of China in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. It's one of the most important trade routes the world has ever known. From the 2nd century, it helped to share ideas about commerce, culture and inventions across kingdoms and empires. When I was 22 years old, I travelled some of this route through Iran and Afghanistan, though, unlike the ancient travellers, I was lucky enough to journey by car, van and lorry instead of by camel or on foot. I was able to see the cities that were first made great by the passing wealth of the silk traders, where old bazaars still stand and people have been trading for hundreds of years. The original explorers battled grave dangers, the scorching barren deserts of Persia and the treacherous Himalayan mountains to sell their goods to the highest bidders in the markets of the West. So as you can see here, it's broken down again into a fabulous map, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so sorry about that. Into a fabulous map that you can see here, and you can see exactly where on our location map it is today. So in total, we've got 8 breakdowns for you today, and you can see here the Silk Sea ranges from all the way from the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Mediterranean Sea, the Bay of Bengal, South China Sea, and the Yellow Sea. So let's break these ones down first. As you can see here, this illustration is of the diplomat princess. The Silk Road didn't only play an important role in trade, it was also vital for diplomacy. Kingdoms in ancient China often forged relationships with their neighbours through marriage. So Princess Wang Zhajihun of the Han travelled to marry a chieftain of the Han people. She was an extremely talented diplomat, and the marriage was followed by decades of peace, trade and cultural exchanges. Her contribution to the smooth running of the Silk Road was so great that tradespeople from across political divides paid their respects when she died. So let's break down our map today, ladies and gentlemen. When we start near the Yellow Sea in China. So we're in Chang'an. Prized throughout Asia and Europe for its softness and luxury, silk was a precious commodity. Only the Chinese knew how to make it, and so the Silk Road sprang into being. Travellers along the trade route endured many dangers, including animal attacks and ambushes from thieves and bandits, you can see here. Part of the Silk Road was protected by the Great Wall of China. Its ancient strongholds became wealthy as more and more merchants travelled along this route. Then we travelled down into Dunhan. The high passes of the mighty Himalayan mountains were often blocked with ice and snow, and many travellers froze to death. Then it travels on here. To the rich Chinese merchants often wore their hair long and donned ankle-length padded robes made of sturdy and hard-wearing material called hemp. It then travelled up even further to cities bordering the Silk Road, grew rich from the money and trade passing through. Samarkand, in modern Uzbekistan, was one of the most important destinations in the Silk Road. Then we're down to Nishapur, and then on to Saitasvan, which is where weary travellers, that's like tired travellers, feasted on delicacies such as figs, oranges, walnuts, and wine at the rest stops along route, and finally on to Antoch. When the merchants finally reached the Mediterranean, ships carried the cargo over the waves to Italy to be distributed throughout Europe. So it's quite a lengthy and long road full of lots of important different parts of trading, and I bet it brought in a lot of money. Please remember you can come back to this video at any point you need to, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely day. Bye.